What's up, guys? It's your boy Texas Gaming here. Welcome back to another Minecraft video. Oh, I dropped some that. In today's video, we are taking a look at the cruise terminal. It is just about complete. It's about like 98% complete. There's a few finishing touches that need to be done. But other than that, the cruise terminal is open. It's finished. Like I did in the last video, for those who did watch it. If you haven't watched it, I'm going to make a quick overview. But I went into much more depth in that last video. This is the security screening area. There are 3 security units and 2 walkthroughs. This is security office. In case you get found with something that maybe you shouldn't have, you will go in there and get everything situated. Once you're done getting screened, all your bags and luggage getting screened, you enter the check-in area. Multiple check-in queues here, so hopefully there should not be much of a wait and all that. Then once you're checked in, once you get everything done, documents are done and everything, then you go up the stairs. And that's the rest of the cruise ship in a second. But let's say it's time, your cruise is over, it's time to go home. So you come down more stairs and enter the baggage laydown hall. So it's a big old open area where they will throw all your luggage in here. So this is what's different from the last video. This white wall connected to this sandstone wall. Now that's not the case, because how are the workers going to get your luggage in the laydown hall if it's just a solid wall? So we have some rolled up doors. I decided to go ahead and make a singular wall extending from both sides. A singular wall. And so basically, if you're boarding the ship, you'll stop here first, drop that off your luggage, and then come inside. Meanwhile, your luggage will get through the screening area, out onto the dock, and get taken to the ship. But since the last video, a lot has been done. One thing is, there's water. That's the biggest thing. There is water now in this behind the ship. Another thing is, you saw it just a little bit ago. Trees. Even though it's not as something that can be done pretty quickly, especially in creative mode, but there's trees now. So there's more landscaping. There's landscaping being done both here and here, as well as in front of the stadium. So I put my picture, a picture of the stadium, in ChatGPT, and it generated trees right here. So that is what I'm adding on in Minecraft. Also, what I did is I took out that big old white block here and a lot of stuff here, and I put some trees in here as well. I am copying, taking reference from Coors Field. Coors Field has some plants in the center field. But let's take a look at the stadium now that the roof is done. So the roof is done. The scoreboard has been expanded. The roof is done. There's being another layer of work is once again resuming on this upper area. It was just one big wide open area. Now that's going to change. It's going to be something more like this, where there's going to be another layer of suites, another floor of suites, and then you'll have that open area. Another thing is, the walls for the announcer box are being put up, and that's one of the main big things. That's one of the big things that is happening. But all that's left to do is this area here. It is going to be a pain because I know it is because it's diagonal. So, and then I'll fill in the rest of these windows. And then everything else will be additional things being added. Nothing much has happened over here with the skyscraper and all that, or the hotels. I mainly been hard at work, planting trees and finishing the roof, which has been a minute. But let's fly on over. Let's fly on over to the nuclear power plant, which has yet to get a name. So please do drop a name down in the comment section down below on what this power plant should be named. I've done a little bit of work since the last video where I realized I made a mistake. Instead of having it a block like the RBMK reactor, I realized after looking at a lot of pictures that I had the shape of the building wrong. It is in fact a cylindrical shape with that building. But I can always go back and fix it if you think this is ugly. I still have to fix this area here. It'll probably be additional hallway or additional rooms, but all that. But yeah, and I'm eventually planning on building a town right where that yellow thing is. You saw it for just a second. See that thing way off in the distance? That's where I'm planning on building a town, another town. It's going to be similar to Pripyat. So for those who know the Chernobyl story, well, you're in luck. Thing is, from this angle, it looks weird. It looks weird. I might just do a square here, you know, kind of do another thing over there because it just looks weird from that angle. This angle looks a lot better, you know, for this angle, but that angle, that side, just it does not look nice. But yeah, this cruise ship's coming along well. It's gonna be a little bit longer. Probably end up around here is where the ship will end, or at least where the bow will be. Because I want it to be somewhat looking good. You know, it's only going to be so high, and then it's going to have the top floor. But yeah, that is about it, y'all. Not much has happened since the last video. You know, mainly trees being added galore, and the roof being finished. And then I did some work in this building here, and a lot of work with that water. It took me a bit to do that water. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.